Hi all, and this is my review of the Neato Signature Robot Vacuum Cleaner. It's the XV Signature. I've got the Signature and I've also got the Signature Pro. The only difference between the two is the Signature Pro comes with a brush bar, and this is painted a silver colour, but you can upgrade one of these for about £50 to a Signature Pro. So I've had these about a year. So far they've been working well. This video is just a few tips on the best way to look after them, maintain them and make sure they last a year. So first of all, what I do is, obviously I've emptied this out, so you empty it out. And what I find best is doing is you take out the filter. Oops, that's obviously not completely empty. And then using a handheld hoover is just get rid of the stuff that's attached to the filter. Just like that, just using a vacuum cleaner means that your filters last longer. I've placed these every kind of 6 months, but then if you hoover them out every time you use it, or every couple of times it goes round, and then you just sit that back in. Okay, so the other important thing to do is to clean out the inside here. So, because this is obviously where it sucks, obviously it runs through the dirt comes through here, goes in there, and the air sucks into there. So what's kind of clean is, although it's got a nice fit, you can see you do get quite a bit of dust. So what I recommend is, again, with something like that, is just give it a good So the other thing I do is, here's where the sensors are, and sometimes they can go a little bit funny. So what I also do is I hoover around the edges of them. Okay, so once you kind of got it to that state, and you're kind of happy with that, and what you want to do then is, if you've got kids or missuses with long hair, is this brush bar really does get ganked up. I don't know if you can see that grate there. There's a lot of hair in there. Let me just zoom in so you can see. Kind of give you an understanding of kind of like how much hair gets in these things. So what I tend to do is, if you unclip this, so it's just got basically a release there, make sure you give that a good hoover across there. And then, like I said, I upgraded this, so I recommend replacing this every year, the brush bar, so this just comes out gently like that. And then what you can do is, you can see all that hair. What I'll do is I'll get some scissors and I'll cut that off, and then see if I can rip it. No, I'll need some scissors. And then what I do after I've obviously pulled that off is, it's like a hoover, just run it down there. To pick off all the excess, and then also make sure you hoover in here, all around here. Obviously I know that's not got the hair off it, I haven't got any scissors with me, so I can always, you can get the idea, you know how to cut and take hair off, it's not rocket science, and all you do is you just sit the bearing back in, make sure it spins freely, make sure that's sat on the trucks properly. Like I said, this just and then just sit this back in again. I will cut that hair off because it does need doing. So what the other thing I recommend doing is replacing the batteries once a year. Under this panel here and this panel here, you've got a bank of batteries that plugs in. Just unscrew it, switch the batteries, because I found that after about a year it was kind of doing 15 minutes and then coming back and recharging. The new firmware on these does make the batteries last longer, so these have been in 6 months now, and it'll just about clean the upstairs of a 4-bed house before needing to go back to charge, and downstairs as well. We've got some wooden floor and some carpet downstairs, so it lasts well. So this is, like I said, I've had them a year. They do a really good job. They've reduced kind of like hoover with the Dyson every 2 weeks now. These things go around on a schedule. I have one upstairs, one downstairs, and I just obviously hoover the stairs. This is much better than any other brand, because the way it hoovers, the way it scans a room, and it does laps. So it actually scans the room, goes around the whole outside edge of the room, and it laps itself over going like this. And it is a proper hoover. So it's a proper roller brush bar, pushes in, obviously sucked in by the motor there. So unlike some other manufacturers, I'm not going to mention them, they just go in a haphazard way and they're more of a scooper, they have more of a scooping action. These Neato, Neato are a big company, they only develop hoovers, they don't have any sidelines or anything like that. It was one of the biggest US loans to this kind of industry, kind of organisation, and this is where they put their heart and soul into making these robot hoovers, and they're really fantastic. You have to empty the storage bin probably once a week. These go around twice, once on a Saturday morning on a schedule, once on a Wednesday morning, and then they go around, do the hoovering and dot back on there at the station. Most of the times they do it fine. They do occasionally get stuck. Occasionally they don't go back to the docks. They kind of get stuck on the way. However, 9 times out of 10 on a clean they do the job and they get around and they get back. So great devices. I thought they were a bit gimmicky, so I bought this one just over a year ago, and then when I saw they're actually really good hoovers, I went and purchased a second one for downstairs. Tests sometimes put me off because on the test they'll cover the floor with cereal and it won't suck it all up and blah blah blah, and although that shows how good they are at sucking, they always leave bits, but no one chucks stuff over the floor like that. So for day-to-day hoovering and for keeping dust, hair and things like that, and keeping the carpets looking nice, give that a nice hoovered look, these are fantastic and they're worth every penny. And you can kind of get this model paid about £300 for it. You can pick it up for about £200 now online, and as I mentioned, this comes with a normal bar, not the brush bar, so you can buy a Neato Signature and you can buy the bar and turn it into a Signature Pro basically. I think the only other difference to the Signature Pro is you get an extra filter, the purple thing that I showed you, I'd never wet wash the filter, that's dangerous. Just hoover it out, use it for 6 months, replace them, get some more, replace the batteries once a year, replace the bush bar, that was the original one, because I got it when I got the Hoover, upgraded it, that's probably good for 2 years, so all in all pretty good investment, and a great device. So I hope you've enjoyed my review of just how to keep your Hoover in the best of conditions. Like I said, it's worked well for me, and these have been pretty much problem free. Just doing that every couple of weeks, going through that process. Well, thanks for my time, and thanks for your time even, and watching my review, and give me some feedback. Cheers, bye.